Hello, acolytes. I'm here. And on day 2 without caffeine. This is gonna be a shorter stream. I'll try to remember what the hell I'm doing. Let's see, so we're waiting for the ship to be inspected. Knowledge. But I need to study 10 planets before I can turn that into Opticon 2 rockets. So, not found on the body of Cinder, and hours later, mentioned the location. Apparently it's near Adeptus and Amosecus. The turnoff is visible from the bar's entrance. And right now we're in the atrium. Right, this is where we were. Skull Spear appeared here back when the station was founded. Onward. Things were never meant to get this big. The whole ship is plagued. Leaflets. Some more Anver stuff. Instigator. Jeez, but more importantly,
my success is an irrefutable certainty.
Some goods. Yep. The buzzing crowd has closed in on several harried-looking individuals. Some other faces are smeared with fresh blood. The angry cries and twisted faces leave no doubt a massacre is about to take place. Instigator, just cut their throats already! What were they thinking, letting that ship dock and that footfall? They're all stricken. No cutting. Get their blood on us, we'll be tainted too. Better burn them. Hieronymus Doloroso. Be quiet, you scoundrel. The priest clad in simple black raiment, cuts through the crowd like a void ship crossing the sky. You dare pass judgment on others? What arrogance! To think you'd have the right. Argenta starts at the sight of the elderly priest. That's Reverend Hieronymus. I'm surprised he's decided to intervene in the street squabble. Intervene? What's going on here? Several dozen cases bore into you. Where are you supposed to be? I'm an envoy of the Von Valencius dynasty. Come from Lady Theodora? Rebel Rouser bows his head respectfully. Pardon me, nobles. We were just rooting out heresy here. These scrawny ones, they're from the ship that came from the bowels of the Corona Expanse. You've got plague there, and mutants. Now they're spreading that rot everywhere. That taint. They're all... Hieronymus Doloroso says. Silence! You must be completely out of your minds. A band of woefully dim-witted reprobates. Who think themselves bringers of justice? Who are you to pass judgment on anyone? All you ought to be doing is suffering and repenting to the end of your days. Then what's so wrong with that, Reverend? We just want to put these heretics to death. We're not heretics. The haggard man is on the verge of tears. We're refugees. I swear on the Golden Throne. I served the Imperium faithfully until they hung us out to dry. Where were the protectors that were meant to shield the lands of humanity from nightmares? Traitors and heretics, the lot of them. The murmur runs through the crowd. The people gawk at you, at the priest, the wretched group huddling in the center. How tiring. The motley sea of colors that fills this restless crowd is hard on the eyes. So many hues, but most of them are acid yellow streaks of fear. Their red buds smiling, ready to burst and paint all who are gathered here. Cassia looks at the crowd of troublemakers warily. They shudder at the very sight of her. See, as for the hearts of those who've been forced to defend themselves, they're shrouded in purplish-black grief, but their words are as transparent as the ice that lays at the top of a glacier. But commoners are always deaf to others' suffering, for such is their nature. Interfering in their affairs is hardly worthy of you or me, as it were. Address the refugee. Those are serious accusations you're spouting. I hope you have proof to back them up. What more proof do I need? The man shouts. Kiavagama used to be a prosperous world. My family transported goods from there for generations. And then they came. They butchered, tortured, sacrificed entire blocks to the darkness. We were in our ship, up in orbit. All those messages started coming in. Half the wardens down there joined them right away. And even reached us in our ship with some blight that made half the crew take their own lives. We barely escaped. We barely made it here. Why? Why did this happen to us? Abelard says, I wonder what all this is about. Is our planet really under attack? Or did some devious opportunist send these slanders here to undermine the might of the Von Valancia's dynasty? Who could it be? I represent the Von Valancias, masters of Kiavagama, and thus I have the right to decide what to do with these people. I command the onlookers to disperse. As for the rest of you, go to Dock Alpha Rho and await further instructions. Yay, coercion test passed. Rebel Rezer looks at you morosely. I don't want to get in trouble over this. The refugees use the interruption to make off in the direction of Dock Alpha Rho. Hieronymus Dolorosa, the arrogance and self-righteousness of a malefactor. The priest shakes his head disapprovingly, then his eyes shift to you. I'm Reverend Hieronymus Dolorosa, head of the Drusian mission here on Footfall. I thank you for stepping in. Please come see me when you have the time. We can talk then. There's still more poking about to do.
The world is full of colors I have never seen before. My house would be proud of
Mesh
me.
of devices and cable. Numerous equipment from totally different eras. Some ancient, some merely old, and others hastily tossed together in more recent years. Drusian preacher. Yeah, I see it, Augustus. Let me poke it. Yep. More nonsense from the Anvers. The sight of this cogitator would be enough to break any tech priest's heart. The machine is leaning slightly to one side, grimy, covered in scrawled drawings, with frivolous writing scratched here and there in the casing. Several keys are missing, and the rest are coated with dust. Mescal's respirator lets out a mournful hiss before he says grimly, the right of operation has been repeatedly and blasphemously violated. Requesting the identification and punishment of the deplorable acolyte trusted with caring for the spirit of this machine. Well, let's have Pascal try to prepare the cogitator. After a series of creaks and groans, the cogitator's dusty screen lights up. On it are several lines of text. Section headings. Praise the Omnissiah. The machine spirit of this cogitator is aggrieved, but willing to serve. Accompanied by the crackling of binaric prayer, Pascal's mechadendrites gently place a couple of keys lying on the floor back into place. Select the section titled Welcome! The screen flickers for a moment before revealing to the world a text in low Gothic. In the name of the founder of Footfall Station, Conqueror with Stars, builder of the outpost, and the noblest rogue trader, Parsimus Dwayne, and on behalf of all his descendants, I welcome you. This cogitator was installed on the order of the illustrious Parsimus, so that the needy may tap into the flow of his wisdom. Cast your eyes upon the list of sections and choose what you wish to know. Abelard's brow furrows. Parsimus Dwayne? Never heard of such a rogue trader house. Lord Captain Parsimus Dwayne, one of the trailblazers of the Corona Expanse and the station's founder. Ever read about his great deeds? Lord Dwayne was once a colonel in the Astra Militarum, but by his will later inherited a warrant. He accumulated enough power to gather a small fleet of loyal allies and venture out to conquer the Coronis Expanse. They say Footfall was meant to be his personal palace world, but the construction dragged on for decades, and Lord Parsimus eventually died of old age. His enemies instantly tore Footfall to pieces and turned it into the bastion of humanity we know today, one that is full of bandits, privateers, hustlers, and rogue traders. Pleased with herself, Cassia nods slightly to let everyone know that the lecture is over. About Footfall. Footfall Station has been envisioned by the great Parsimus Dwayne as a palace in the stars, as majestic as the spirit and mind of its creator. As of the years of this cogitator's installation, merely a small fraction of the great Parsimus's designs have yet been made reality. But already their audacity and grandeur are staggering. Footfall is to become the gateway to the savage and barely explored Coronis Expanse, a foothold for future conquests by the Imperium and the noble Parsimus Dwayne, who acts by the Emperor's will. The cogitator whizzes and blinks, clearly trying to shut down. Attempt an emergency repair with Pascal. He succeeds. The cogitator whirs and the screen turns back on. One of the first structures on Footfall was the colossal statue of the Emperor. The whole asteroid was used for the creation of this sculpture, but even its titanic proportions cannot convey the awe that every faithful servant in the Imperium feels before their master. The statue is the center of Footfall in the same way that the Emperor is the center and heart of the Imperium. As construction progresses, new, smaller asteroids are being attached to the statue, their surface serving as a foundation for glorious palaces and temples, and their inner tunnels as home for the commoners and rabble. Parsimus Dwayne's design. Cogitator flickers and grunts before displaying a tapestry of text. The great Parsimus Dwayne intends to conquer the Coronis Expanse and build the most grandiose structure. Which will shine through the ages, praising the name of its creator and his descendants. Footfall, the palace in the stars, the glory of the great Parsimus's deeds, and live on throughout the ages in his grand designs. The cogitator hisses and grunts as it tries to clean its insides by spewing out dust and detritus through its cracks. The cogitator hisses for a while, and then the screen flickers and once more shows the words. The great Parsimus Dwayne intends to conquer. Pascal's vox wheezes mournfully. The spirit of this machine is enraged and will perform its function no more. I will see to it that the profaners responsible for its maintenance are marked with the servo penance.
As it should be.
The statue undoubtedly depicts Parsimus Dwayne, the legendary rogue trader who founded Footfall. Animus Doloroso. The man with a face so drawn it appears to be made of nothing but skin and bone fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes. The priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments, and they do not mask his unhealthy gauntness. In a cracked voice he says, "The Emperor protects." The Emperor protects, Reverend, but he protects only those who are pure of heart. Do you think yourself one of them? Be leery of this conviction of yours. Many who have risen to the pinnacle of faith have fallen from it into the embrace of pride most degenerate. And you must be the young Von Valancius. That name carries weight, and it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered with it with many a transgression. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry forward, picking them along the way like ripe fruit, savoring their sweet poison? I have heard many exalt the deeds of your intellect, and call your wisdom a gift from the Emperor himself. Fools, they do not know what the seeds of heresies They do not know that the seeds of heresy sprout quickest in an enlightened mind. Understanding only erodes the will to act. Make the sign of the Holy Aquila. I put my faith in the Emperor. He gives you a scrutinizing look, and his tone softens. Well, then be twice as diligent, for the sector will seize any chance to test your faith. He looks at Argento, who is standing nearby, and his voice softens slightly. Greetings, sister. I congratulate you on your return. Was your pilgrimage fruitful? It was, Reverend. Let it be known that Theodore von Valancius' ship was attacked by servants of the archenemy, who appall the heart of any righteous soul, she says, nearly hissing with fury. And now all of that... And not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled, and more than that, their blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and help protect the von Valancius dynasty from the forces of the archenemy. I am divesting myself of the responsibility of guarding the Footfall Reliquary. Let's see. Sister Argenta stood by my side during the assault on the ship, and I could use her assistance going forward. Hieronymus nods in thought. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The Footfall Reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution, as it was in all the years preceding your arrival. Hieronymus smiles sadly. I know what it is that calls you to follow the rogue trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meaning. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day, or perhaps you will die before that day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But before you start on a path towards your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most dispossessed people on Footfall. They brought me troubling news from the Footfall's shadow quarters. In the darkest corners, where the legions of wardens do not venture, taint has taken root. Footfall is consumed by profanity, but even here, true heresy, serving the archenemy, is a rarity. The cultists who now dwell in the Shadow Quarter mark their abodes with a sun inscribed with blue and gold, and perform strange rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing these reports to be rumors, but I well know that evil lurks all around us, and I wish to see retribution. We will verify this. I come across heresy surprisingly often these days. Indeed, dark times are upon us, and wretched souls grow ever more eager to embrace heresy. Both on Footfall and elsewhere, its foul buds are coming into bloom. Troubling news is arriving from many planets. There are whispers of wicked things taking place on Kiavagama, and just recently, a transport ship by the name of Navika, teeming with refugees, arrived on Footfall from Winterscale's realm. Their world was stricken with blasphemous sedition. Such was its severity that they had to flee to save themselves. The Legion refused to accept them, so they headed to Four Fellstone, a desolate cloister of the righteous. It was wise of them not to linger in this den of vileness. Why don't you go to the Liege with this matter? I do not walk paths pleasing to the Liege. Hieronymus frowns. Vladame is weak and brittled with worms on the inside. He seeks to please his Cosbalica masters, so those peddlers of relics of the unholy Xenos. We will verify this rumor, Reverend Hieronymus. With great pleasure! Argenta lays a hand on her weapon. I must wish for this rumor to be true. My heart yearns for battle. Yearns to battle some heretics. This is where I bid you goodbye, sister. Noble Azathoul, is there more you wish to ask me about? What are you doing on Footfall? What I am doing in this den of blasphemers, pagans, and the vilest souls, you mean to say? Well, Footfall is the first and last stop in the Coronis Expanse. It is the point of arrival for those who have just started on their path, and it's also where those who are reaching it... It is also where those who are reaching its very end return. Their souls wounded and bleeding. I embrace both the former and the latter, so that they may cast an honest eye over their impurity. Furthermore, rumors from across the entire sector amass in footfall. If I hear crewmen whispering about a reclaimed shrine world or expressing desire to carry the Emperor's light into the darkness among the stars, I help my flock in their sacred duty. Devoted trailblazers need assistance, both spiritual and material, tools, equipment, even garments, and simple everyday items. Anything that might help pilgrims on their long journey and during the first day of the harsh frontier life is worth its weight in gold to us. May any help you offer to the efforts of gathering such things be blessed. The path of true believers leads into darkness, the search for worlds that have lost his radiance, steeped in depravity. Blessed are the deeds of those who give themselves into the void, and the warp in hopes that their actions might bring light into the darker reaches of the expanse, and deliver a previously barren world into the Imperium's service. Kronos is silent for a few seconds, and all the more bitter is the realization that not all brave souls will succeed in their mission. Footfall still awaits news from the Wasteland Wayfarer, an ancient ark of a ship headed for distant stars. His last astropathic message was sent from beyond Cineris Maleficum, or Maleficum. I guess Cineris Maleficum. And the stars have kept his fate secret since. I bear another darker duty. The expanse is filled with the tainted creations of unholy heretics. Those insidious objects are a danger to the soul, and I know what to do with them. Should you in your travels come upon dangerous corrupted objects, bring them to me, and the reward for your vigilance will be even more generous. The Drusian mission has much to share with a rogue trader. See, I'd like to take a look at what the followers of St. Drusus have to offer. Forcer helmet. All targets taunting scream suffer a penalty to willpower tests. Or, I guess, taunting scream is harder to resist. Imperial Scroll. 15 bonus to Lore Imperium. Bloodhound Staff. Can't even... Oh, actually, Argenta... Not Argenta, Fishwife. Actually, that'd be nice. Scrap that. Excruciator Maul, Sanctified Staff, Elite Chainsword. Let's see. Type, specifications. The name. Oh, it's gonna take quite a bit to get. It's good they can cut all these holy gifts. Jewelry. Couple hundred more. I do want that Bloodhound Staff for Cassia. Devastating. Second.
death walks with me.
Anyway, let's talk to him some more. Eh. Smart loot. Small food booth. Portions look meager. Stall selling old knickknacks for everyday needs.
So shall it be.
Aristocrat. Hey Pascal, go pick that lock for me.
Operation successful.
It was supposed to work if I broke my ribs. That's a good question. There's a herald here.
Let's proceed.
Herald of the Liege. Renovation of air filtration system completed on asteroid. Dwayne Prime. Loot. Delicious loot. I've caged Xenos. Xenobeast just sent notice. Behavior, cruelty, trickery, rampant mating, Habitat void, doesn't need air, diet rocks, fears the Emperor and fire. Punish the Xenos. Coin to go. Drukara. Yeldari.
Executing request.
Yeah, that's what the is. They're Cosbolic, a flyer. Or a Enver flyer. Oh, there's a cogitator up here. Servitor looks past you, not noticing your presence. Pascal, poke the cogitator.
Laboratory is blessed with multifunctionality.
Oh, a path. Cool. Like pretty flowers overgrown from weeds, the halls of Footfall's former palaces and temples have been overrun by the shabby houses of present-day inhabitants.
The machine gun
Pascal, back that lock.
in sight.
Nothing's impossible
Abelard.
for myself, officer.
Move that box.
My visions showed this path, and many others.
First mate, Dagon. The low hum of voices quiets and doesn't gaze as shifts to you. First mate, Dagon. The tall man with the shaved head is rubbing his hands together nervously. His zombie-like clothes are nearly bursting at the seams on his muscular body, and his expression is forbiddingly grim. Still, he's trying to put on an air of friendliness. Greetings, you must be... He glances at the scroll on his mechanical hand implant. Master Fidello? All the guests have arrived. You're the last on the list, we couldn't well start without you. Your presence is absolutely vital. You must have confused me with someone else. Play along. Of course I'm Fidello. He puts on a broad smile and then catches himself and quickly frowns once more. Please, we must talk. We can talk later. Chaplain is about to begin. What is this tomfoolery? Avalon grumbles before making sure that the man is out of earshot. Look around. The gathering you found yourself at seems refined and respectable at first glance. The decorations and the attendees' clothing speak of wealth. And so does the location, which isn't far from the Legia's residence. But you notice that most of those gathered here are of rather imposing physique. Many of them have scars and military-grade implants. Several of the guests look like they're covering the exit. A few are clearly carrying concealed weapons. Your appearance has definitely attracted everyone's attention. Just about every guest here keeps glancing at you, and some are clearly watching your every move, even though they're trying not to show it. I wonder who that Fidelio is, and why they can't start proceedings until he or she appears. Judging by the way the fellow with the list was talking about this individual, it seems very important. It's not a name I've heard before. Argenta has never heard the name either. Join the attendees. I want to see what this is about. Oh, what a terrible, sorrowful day. We pay our respects to the life and soul of Footfall Society, a loyal servant of the Imperium, a generous benefactor who spared no expense to keep the fire of faith burning, and an example to all future generations. The most noble and unforgettable Master Belardo. The loss, the fussy administrative clerk speaks in a strained voice, and keeps speaking at a paper with text on it. The speech drags on, blending into a monotonous cascade of praises of the late Master Belardo. So let us offer a prayer to the Emperor for the repose of Master Belardo's soul and the prosperity of his heirs. I now pass you over to our most reverend chaplain. A formidable-looking man dressed in the attire of an ecclesiarch missionary glares at the gathered crowd. And here you all are, you vultures. Let's offer a prayer, then. If you think that the Emperor, or the messenger of his will, in other words, myself, does not see into your vile souls, you are sorely mistaken. The chaplain looks at you and gives a slight nod. I was referring to the Master Fidelio. At least Denz himself wanted to see him at his funeral, but the rest, I know every one of you, and I would be astonished to discover anyone who truly mourns this loss. So go ahead, pray for Belardo's soul. Soon the flames will take him, and a fitting end for life like his, may the Emperor keep his soul. Without another word, the chaplain makes the sign of the Aquila, and pointedly turns away from the attendees.
I've read about this.
It does not smell of the emissec. It seems very likely that the drink has been poisoned. It's like people really wanted him dead. Whoever prepared the body of the gray-haired man lying in the coffin, they did a good job. Even in death, it looks majestic. Abelard maintains a grim expression, but befitting the occasion, until he sees the face of the deceased. He frowns. He peers at it with suspicion, and then he gasps, astonished, almost dazed. Oh, this is quite the meeting. If it can't be called such under the circumstances, take a good look at the deceased. Damn. It's hard to glean anything from the deceased's appearance, apart from the fact that he must have been wealthy. His clothes look expensive, and his implants are new and rare. Abelard, you know this man? Do I? I would tell you all about this man. The words I'd use would be improper for a funeral. This, your lordship, is Jerry Denz, known back in the day as one of the most notorious pirates in the Corona's Expanse. They nicknamed him Jerrycan for his habit of having a jug or two of Prometheum on hand. He did love burning things. Oh, yes, he was a menace back then. How long ago was it? 60 years ago? I was serving my last days in the Navy when news came of his latest attack. Abelard distractedly runs a hand through his hair. Well, there was a time when the sight of Jerrycan in a coffin would have been enough to make me dance. Quite literally. I would have danced a jig on the spot. No, I don't know. We're jumping into the warp right from under the cruiser's nose. Hey, old beast. Who would have thought I'd be at your funeral? This is very grand for a pirate's funeral. This is normal for Footfall. Folks on Footfall are known to turn a blind eye to many things, but even the locals aren't so unscrupulous as to honor pirate scum a few paces away from the Legia's residence. But no one has heard of Denz for so many decades. I barely recognize him myself. I've seen his face on pics afar a few times back then. I assume you retired and started a more or less honest life under a new name. But what was it they were calling him? Master Belardo? Now I remember. Reverend Hieronymus mentioned the name Master Bellardo as one of the biggest donors to the temple. Step away from the coffin. Book of Remembrance. Someone, possibly Fidelio, left a strange note at the Book of Remembrance. Among the words of parting and praise for the deceased, fresh entry stands. Repentance. With the signature underneath, the letters are barely legible. You're Fidelio, aren't you? You weren't in a hurry by any chance, are you? Chaplain. Up close, the chaplain leaves an even stronger impression. Tall, burly man whose face and hands bear numerous scars. His entire visage seems to tell stories of many heretics who met their end upon their encounter with this adept of true faith. Chaplain gives you a friendly nod, but his gaze is intense, like he's trying to get a sense of who you are. Pleasure to meet you, Master Fidelio. I prefer to go by Chaplain. It's both my name and my occupation. You know, it's funny. Despite being Denz's, that is to say Master Bellardo's, closest associate and confessor, I've never heard of you. The man who chose to be his sole heir. I'm glad, of course, that the inheritance didn't go to any of the others, the vultures. I'm still curious. Why you? We were especially close. The chaplain nods. Unsurprisingly, Denz did like remarkable people, and he knew how to get people to like him. So, given your speech during the ceremony, I take it you're not fond of the attendees? Oh, missionary of St. Drusus. And the truth of the Imperium speaks through me, so I see no point in pretense. All who gathered here have one goal, to bite a chunk out of Denz's estate. Ambition and aspirations of wealth are not immoral in and of themselves, but the chaplain grimaces. It's just that I'm sickened by the thought that such a great man has left behind nothing but a pile of human refuse. His son is drunk and a weakling. His friend, Dagon, the one who greeted you at the entrance, is a dim-witted brute with an incredibly inflated ego. His widow made off on the family yacht in the direction of the Maw while his body was still warm, with an entourage of 5 brawny, good-looking young fellows. Chaplain peers at you once more. I'd like to believe that he didn't choose you as his heir on a whim, Master Fidelio. At least you have the guts to come here, into a nest of vipers who despise you because Denz's money and property slipped through their fingers. I respect that kind of audacity. So did he. A question, if I may. How was it that an ecclesiarchy missionary came to be a friend and associate of a famous pirate? The chaplain chuckles, the scars on his face growing even more prominent. Did you know why they call me chaplain? It's because I was the priest on Denz's ship in his well-older days. If you're surprised, you shouldn't be. There are plenty of heretic scum among the pirates of the Expanse, but Denz wasn't one of them. He was a true believer, and he shared more of the Imperium's ideals than some of those stiff-necked officers. A leader with an iron fist and an iron will, that we owe our conquest of thousands of systems to people like that. And the ones he robbed were mostly types that no true subject of the Imperium would shed a tear over. Xenos, heretics, not all of them, of course, but the Emperor will judge if Denz was a decent man. Let's see, on the matter of the inheritance, I have a strong suspicion that someone here wants me dead. The chaplain grins. You don't say! How can this be? Someone wants the sole heir of a tremendous fortune dead, in the place where all the other contenders, deprived of these riches, have gathered? If you, Master Fidelio, really are worthy of Denz's name, you will deal with these minor vicissitudes. Consider this my blessing. The Emperor protects you, and anyone who deserves it, that is. The Emperor protects anyone who deserves it, that is. On the matter of the inheritance, when can I claim it? You just can't wait, can you? The chaplain scoffs. After the funeral, Denz will be delivered into the flames, and we will announce his last will and testament. You will officially come into your inheritance. Thank you for speaking with me. I must go. It's like a deliberately set track. Collapsed part of the building.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Ah, efficient armored body glove, and a shredder shotgun. Definitely gotta get that stuff on. Yeah. Yeah, the sun skin doesn't really benefit me. Who did I have a shotgun on? Was you? Combat shotgun versus... Ooh, that's better. Dodge reduction as well? Dear lord. Yes. I guess I can put the combat shotgun on Abelard. I could also keep it for myself. Because I do have decent ballistic skill.
I've never wondered so much before.
Suspicious tech priest. Some servitors. First mate Daggett. The tall man who welcomed you at the entrance is shifting from foot to foot. Keeps glancing around with gloomy expression. He nods to you sympathetically. Master Fidelio. You never introduced yourself. I'm Dagon Otheo. I was first mate on Denz's ship, Master Bellardo. Given the deceased's former occupation, I have a good idea of what role you played under his command. Dagon smirks. They used to call me Torch. He's Jerrycan. I'm Torch. Those were the days. How did Bellardo die? Badly. He went downhill real fast. Just a year ago, he was still living it up, storming the Slow asteroids to shoot riffraff and mutants, and then all of a sudden, he was done. His old wounds caught up with him, and he had plenty of those, from both the old days and more recent ones, like when someone tried to bump him off. 12 years back, I think it was. Did Bellardo ever mention repentance to you? No, but I know what you're talking about. Scribbles in his home, right? Yeah, it happened alright. That writing just appeared out of nowhere. On the walls, the mirrors, always the same word, repentance. I told him to get a psyker to check his house for sorcery, but he said no. Too pricey, I guess. He said something about that. Nobody already paid too much for repentance. Not a lot of psychers around, and a single one of them cost you as much as a team of top-notch bruisers. I must take my leave. Look, you hear someone delicately clearing their throat. The source of this sound appears to be the administratum clerk you saw next to Chaplain. His clothes are neat and impeccably pressed. His face, however, reveals extreme nervousness bordering on fear. My good Master Fidelio. I do hope you're satisfied with the services provided by our establishment. He leans in a little closer and whispers, I beg of you, help me. Please, don't keep your voice down. Can't let anyone hear us. It's a matter of life and death. What's the matter? The clerk wipes the sweat from his brow nervously. Please understand, it's very difficult to get by on footfall with my wages, and Imperial Regulation 4030/8L on post-mortal service workers on peripheral worlds directly prohibits the chief operator of the crematorium from leaving their workplace for any reason other than sleep, food, severe illness, or administration of sacraments. Therefore, I am practically forced, to look for other sources of income that allow me to stay within the walls of this here establishment. I set up a little, shall we say, enterprise. I replace the implants of the deceased with identical replicas and sell them to the right people when I have a shipment ready. But I had just prepared the newest batch of superb, unique implants of the highest quality, but I got careless. I used my first sick leave in 4 standard years. It was on that very day that Master Bellardo passed away, and his family was quick to organize a ceremony in our crematorium. I simply didn't have time to prepare, and now my container full of goods is in the service. If you don't help me, it's going to burn any minute. Let's see. I'll help you on the following condition. See, I am most definitely Master Fidelio. I'm afraid I've misplaced some of my documents. If you make me a copy of everything you could find in the archives that has my name on it, you'll get your contraband. Of course, will do. You'll be most pleased with the results. Just help me, for the throne's sake. Throw and preserve you. Make it look like you've just been looking around. It's a little easier for you to wander into restricted areas without arousing suspicion than it is for me. Find the container, it's in the far corner. Get out and come back. I'll be waiting.
The shadows reveal their secrets.
I see that. Argento, if you would.
I better myself through my service.
Self-firing trap wasn't placed here by accident. What is this? Space reserved for coffins, heavy plasteel door to the furnace. And an athletics check to get in.
Unexpected result.
Operation successful.
Looks like they repurposed the nozzle of an ancient space engine for the needs of the crematorium. The lid of the container automatically opens when touched. It's completely empty.
Aim for the heart next time.
We need to fire around.
Just a minor setback.
Aha. Can I even...
Follow my steps.
My ears are
I
ringing.
mean, I'd love to, but I can't seem to... interact with anything. Damn it. I don't know if this is just supposed to be
Whatever
death.
you wish.
How dare you! It shields me!
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Okay, what's this called? Hidden in the furnace. Select a character that can shoot.
Brace yourself.
I need to
Papa.
specifically choose
Join me in
Argento.
prayer.
Just a
Faith
minor
without
setback.
deeds is worthless.
That's not worse. Oh, my ears are ringing.
That's convoluted. They're on fire! On fire! Let them out! Let them out quick! The voices come to you through streams of something thick and foul. Your eyes are covered with whatever your unbidden savior saw fit to splash over your head. At last, you can make out the silhouette of a vagrant dressed in rags. Leaning over you, Throws up his hands. Your lordiness! Are you alright? Did you hit anything? Any bad burns? You fell right through there. Right through that there ceiling, and it's mighty high up. Who are you, and what are you doing down here? I live here, is all, your lordiness. You see these old tunnels? They dug them up. Dug them back in Parsimus Dwayne's time, right through the asteroid. It's a little stuffy down here, but it's warmer than up in the big palaces on the surface. Not sure it was warm under the crematorium's furnace. They barely burn anyone up there, but they do fire it up often enough. That's good for us. Sure, sometimes an odd smell makes it through the vents, like they're making a roast. Makes your mouth water. But what can you do? That's just comfort for you. Do you happen to know who Fidelio is? The vagrants look at each other in surprise. I mean, wasn't there that Fid lad used to live under the fifth void? And his hussy kept yelling like, my Fido, Fidelio, same deal, right? How do I get out of here? Well, there's no climbing back into the crematorium for you. Look for yourself. It's all burned and collapsed, but it's no biggie. There's only one way up there, so you won't get lost. First, you'll need to pull this big old lever to open the doors. It's by the busted pipe. That's where the lever is. After that, you just walk through the corridors, the shaft, the old warehouse, and there you are on the surface. The fact that the incompetence of the crematorium's maintenance staff saved our lives does not make their negligence any less egregious. I will register a complaint and give alms. I'm feeling kind today. Here for your help with the fire. The vagrant's face is bright, and they accept your hand out with a bow. Oh, thank you kindly. Something to buy a bit of food with, because, well, we used our soup to put you out, you see. It was only 2 days old. I must take my leave. All the best on your journey, and all. May the Emperor help you and guide you out. Anyway, so. Back to OBS. And now we take their stuff. Set of icons. Roll simple. The wars on the tent Riad's temple. Inside is a tiny makeshift altar with candles on it. The cleanest, most well-kept structure in the vicinity.
See, right there.
Ah, some more goods. Going to multi-charge.
Blessed be the road that we take. Let's see, get the whole party together. Thankfully, I don't seem to have gotten any wounds from that. We take this vagabond's fuel stores.
A nice little stroll.
Said Lucre's been buzzed by sewer water. Cool, how many times did I have to tell her? You drink the condensate from the capacitors, not that sludge.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
A horrible stench reaches your nostrils long before you see its source. A corridor where punctured pipes are disgorging streams of murky sludge. In the distance, you see the lever that opens the doors leading outside. The only way to reach it is by submerging yourself in the sludge. I'm too old for this. Guess it brings the corner of a perfumed shawl to her nose. I think I'm going to be sick. Enter the more malodorous sludge yourself. Hard choices are the lot of any leader. Sewer aroma. Minus 30% fellowship. Oh, I did this. There's some loot over there. I wonder how I'm supposed to go over there, though.
I'm listening. Data meditation is terminated.
Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Well, I already got the sewer stage. Oh, it just gives you damage. Cool.
Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
The web serves.
Bella.
There is life in you yet. Use it wisely.
House Orselio thanks you.
The web beckons.
Oh, it's fresh injury.
I see what others do not.
So. Sorry, I'm not trapped.
Duty prevails.
I can see bright colors again.
There we go. Also, let's make sure. An assortment of parts for void shield arrays that look used, but still too new to be replaced. A water purification unit device that's like this is supposed to be used for the needs of the station instead of gathering dust in a warehouse.
The light of terror shines for us.
I feel like we're about to enter combat. Okay, I don't think I have anyone that would be fit for. Actually, maybe shoving it on. So 3 to 5. 4 to 6, better rate of fire. Same-ish range. You know, I think I might actually put that on you instead of the auto gun.
The sooner we start.
Move it! Move it! I said move it. If the inspection gets to the circuit station before we do, we'll have you all recycled. Yelling your brains out at servitors won't make them work faster. You know another way to get the lazy brutes to shift themselves? Well, I'm all ears. If the inspection sees a circuit station without a unit, they'll go to Vladim with this, and if Vladim finds out, he won't mince words. He'll give us the old guy's Balak and Severance, as in kick us out the trash chute without a void suit. Simmer down, we'll be fine. Back in my transport days, I'd show the inspection the same protection screen on 8 different sites, and I never got busted once. Seriously doubt the Vladim's inspectors are any more diligent. They'll fall for our 1 support unit on 3 circuit stations. They won't notice a thing. Better worry about selling the 2 units that we borrow. What the throne is that? This goes beyond a violation of the right of operation. It downright stinks. Pascal turns to Cabela and says in a demanding voice, "They must die. The Undying One has added their names to the catalogue." Hate them. Cabela sighs gravely. "I agree with your point, priest, but I'm afraid that's not quite how it works." "Who are you, and what are you doing in here?" "We're from Footfall Station Services, carrying out scheduled maintenance." "But you're not going to believe that, are you? You heard everything." After glancing briefly at his partner, the man lays a hand on his weapon. "I promised my wife I could go a month without murder. Too bad. I'd rather break my word than get on the liege's bad side." Cabela turns to Pascal and smiles faintly. "Now I can take them. Now I hear their names." "You dare threaten one of the Von Valencia's dynasty? You'll pay for this." "Bah, whatever. We'll worry about
Do
that
you
later."
dare to look me in the eye?
Relay influence. Okay. So then, Lord and Cabela up front. Yes, Magenta. I guess Pascal can be over here. And Augustus can... Let's see.
I'm
go
not
to the front line
accustomed to
there.
being ordered around.
Back line here.
I am a navigator, not a
That's
servitor.
one. Reveal the light. Get a bit more toughness on
If I
Cabela.
may. Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Let's actually go ahead and...
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Azathoth will do some things. Argent.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Go ahead and have you move up, I think.
Doubt is for the weak. I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Faith without
Straight up
deeds
fire.
is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, but I can't. It has to be someone under the effects of wolf burn, and I do not want to fuck up my own guys. At my line of sight. That is a problem. Relocate the bird. No, you set up there. And do a purification discharge. Also go ahead and buff up Abelard while we cure Ghana. Sneaky bastard. Poor Argenta, man. Just can't catch a break, can she?
I am your blade and shield. As the Tenerife brings me no pleasure. Trust me.
God damn.
I shall not fail. The shadows will see it done. Trust me. Let your soul be purged.
And that I don't have things for artistry, that's fine.
High momentum.
Pascal is having a bad time, that's fine.
I will do my duty.
Charge in to deal with that bastard.
An exemplary strike. Grey hair, sure hand. Indeed. I took care of this one.
And then immediately get
No
another
matter
turn.
the cost.
But all the movement.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Reduced to dust.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Victory is at your beck and call.
Move up. Clean up one of the remaining servitors.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Give Ella some more attacks.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
My blade whispers your name. As honor ordains.
Also, really should have activated
As
where
the
it hurts.
tenants demand.
Argenta. Can move over here.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
Let's see. Yeah, nothing to reduce chance of hitting
As the
friendlies.
Emperor commands, I act.
Oh. Argenta's not having a good time.
Caught by the web. Trust me. Come. The other side awaits.
That's combat. Yeah, you're just overexerted. Auto pistol, armored body glove, and medikit. Same deal on the other guy. Nothing special.
A Lord Captain who graces the freight line with visits and speaks to the lowliest of serfs? Retirement has never sounded more tempting.
Seven containers
All it
firmly
means
blocking the
is that He
door.
is more attentive to his subjects than Lady Theodora ever was. It is unfortunate that you should find this surprising rather than heartening.
Follow the threads.
The warehouse's visitor records. They're different name, different dates, but only two names. One of the two guys are just eliminated. Huh. Interesting. As soon as you appear, a dozen eyes and guns shift in your direction. The guests of the ceremony no longer pretend to be peaceful mourners. They're, however, stunned to see you. I don't believe it. You had the nerve to come back after you tumbled through the flames? Gaspalardo says, "Listen, Dagon, I hate you, you hate me. We can set aside our differences for the sake of our mutual target, so to speak." The man nods to you and narrows his eyes ominously. "Finally, boy, you're showing some signs of being your father's son. Dens would never beat around the bush with rivals, shoot their heads off and be ducked. Anyway, I accept your proposal. Yams is whipping at you. I tried killing you quietly, and that didn't work out, so we'll just kill you, plain and simple. This is football, for throne's sake. Bye-bye, Fidelio." Oh well, let's get this over with, I
More enemies
suppose.
to face judgment. We are truly blessed this day.
Lord. And the other one hooked. Magenta has plenty to clean up over there. Let's go there. I will be back here, I suppose.
Front line. Back line.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
And rear.
If I may.
How about you go ahead and move there? And show these nice people your eye.
Drowned in scarlet. Now you're clad in scarlet.
As their heads just explode. It's wonderful. Anyway, let's go ahead and reveal the light on Abelard, I suppose.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
Sort of figured. Force
Isn't
that guy
this
out
a
of
job for
cover.
the serfs?
Cleanses the body.
Let's see. Here's Focused. Oh, there's a lot more back there, too.
Guided by faith. Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deeds, strike is a prayer. I'll do it.
Out of my way!
Yeah. Anyway, let's get you up there. Just can't see anything. Let's get into some cover up there. Buff up Abelard. And relocate. Crow over there.
Show me what you've got.
Hold on!
Help me, Lord Captain!
Well done. Activate where it hurts. Move you over there.
Death comes in silence. The shadows will brings me no pleasure.
Let's go get going back.
This goes against
Just
the
out of
tenets.
range there.
Let's make it quick.
Injured. I'm enraged.
Man, Argenta just
not having a good time.
Just a minor setback. I will do my duty.
Actually, that as well.
One fewer target. It will be done.
Damn that parry.
Indeed. I took care of this one.
Let's go and have you start in on Mr. Bellardo there. But perhaps first, I should
It will
focus
be done.
on
An exemplary strike. Victory is imminent. One fewer target.
Let's see, let's go and have you move up.
Advancing. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Request denied.
Oh, it's because I'm trying to.
My vow, the Omnissiah condemns you.
Trying to analysis for your last thing. Guess yeah.
Me?
We'll get Argenta
If you insist, Lord
healed up.
Captain. I am a navigator,
I guess to
not
heal
a
herself, though.
servitor.
Blessed be the hand of the healer.
Couldn't get the cast.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
An exemplary strike. I've suffered worse.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
That's 20 to 45.
Doubt is for the weak.
Let's go heal Argenta up some more.
Administration is a holy task.
Let's get to it. I took care of this one.
There's a Thor.
Momentum.
Nice. Go ahead and do a purification discharge on the hill. Yeah, there's only 3 left.
My attack, so that's basically it.
No.
Then you just
A
start
dance of
heading over
blades
there.
and shadows. I cannot serve you in this way.
Time to slaughter someone.
God, Cabela has such a hard time reaching her foes. No target line of sight. No suitable path to reach target.
Borrow my lead. Target well struck.
Well, he's no longer a concern. Escape. You're the man.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Running binary code line.
Yep. That's...
Let the cycle be discontinued.
Hey, actually did some damage.
The
Nice.
Messiah knows all, comprehends all.
Guess I can't quite reach her eye. Still can't quite reach. Probably force.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Very nice. Let's see, gentle. I need to be able to reach a little. So, grind it there.
God Emperor, move through me! Be the fire in my heart! Faith without deeds is worthless. I will not.
There's no line of sight. There's never line of sight. Why would there be line of sight?
As the Emperor commands, I act. When you are Emperor, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
At that time. Liberating around. And I guess buff up Cabela while I'm at it.
As honor ordains. I shall caught by the web. Trust me. Let your soul be purged. The shadows will see death is a blessing.
And combat completed. Dagonless's bloody face hurts. Gaspalardo clutches his wounded body. Crematorium's going to have its hands full today. Stop shooting! Oh no! Dad! This is Delia.
Chaplain looks at the carnage matter-of-factly. Wonderful. This is a funeral Dens would be proud of. Finish them both. Crying out in fear, the girl runs away. Chaplain shrugs indifferently. Are we done with the firing squads? I'd like to finally resolve the matter of Dens' inheritance, and after that, give him a proper send-off. And so, according to the deceased's will, all of Bellardo's fortune goes not to his worthless son Cass, not to his brainless mate Tekken, but to Fidelio, mysterious new heir. However, I believe a certain party would like to intervene in this process. I still have a question. Who in the name of the Golden Throne is Fidelio? If Fidelio was here, if they were to know about their status as the heir, they would have made themselves known by now. It's not you, sir. And if it's not you, sir, then I suppose we'll never know the truth. But we can make our own truth, can't we? We're on footfall, names and ideas are traded and used here in every way imaginable. So all that remains is to recognize you as Fidelio. Then so be it. I am Fidelio and the inheritance is mine. For profit factor. As it is written in the will, so be it. I will see to all the formalities and make sure that you receive all the deeds to the property. The chaplain looks at the coffin. I would like to say goodbye to my old friend. Crematorium is a bit wrecked now. But who needs a crematorium? Dens loved having his enemies drenched in promethium and burned, and they didn't call him Jerrycan Dens for nothing. I think it'd be a nice gesture to send him on his way in the same fashion. Thankfully, it's easy enough to procure a jerrycan of promethium on footfall. Abelard nods in approval. Fitting. Chaplain gives you a sidelong glance. Want to stay and watch? With pleasure. Well, let's get started, I guess. And level up. Excellent. Oh, let's see. Advanced tracking. Whenever Overseer relays psychic power, a random enemy in a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven becomes immobilized. Strategic adaptation. Depending on the familiar's number of wounds, the Overseer or the familiar gains a special benefit for 1 round. Yeah. Stabilize. Oh, that could be useful. Evil Eye. Enemies at a 4-cell radius around the Cyber Raven suffer warp damage and +1 stacked perplexed until the end of combat. Feeble, invigorate, orchestrate flames. Target does not stop burning and no longer makes tests to stop burning. Additionally, if they... But I'm already going to be spamming and ignite. Let's go for Invigorate. Give me a little something to use through the Raven. Mr. Arch-Militant. Okay. Mr. Navy Breacher, versatility, huh? Or not, Wildfire. Let's
see. Next attack this turn costs no AP and does not count towards the attack limit. But the cost of this ability... Oh, the cost of this ability is reduced by 4 stacks of versatility. Argenta. Also getting wildfire. Cassia. Get point of curiosity. Getting a bit more movement control. Cool. Skill, hunt down prey, claim bounty. The bounty hunter makes a single attack with the selected weapon. This attack always hits, does not end the bounty hunter's turn, but only deals 40% of the usual damage. After each third enemy killed by claim the bounty, and I haven't been using hunt down prey on him. Plus 2 AP. Claim the bounty, kills a marked target. There's Forced Repentance. Next is Pain Resonance. All enemies suffering from damage over time attacks in a 4-cell radius around the executioner immediately suffer an extra instance of the damage from these effects. They must also pass a resistance test at penalty or suffer an additional negative effect. Which means they'll be slowed or blinded depending on if they're bleeding or burning. And we do a lot of bleeding and burning here. Back to the game. We've leveled up and we have a lot of loot to collect. Arsonist's Bracers. Plus 3 tech use, increased damage from flame weapons. Leather armor, armored body glove, pattern, Civitas pattern autogun, the Ripper. Plasma pistol, chainsword. What did you have on you? Just a sniper rifle. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the power pick has been pretty good. Deadshot stab revolver. Extra hit chance. That way, every time he hits, he can whatever he parries or otherwise does things. Yep, I did in fact use up one there. Can I get you some better armor? Because you don't seem to dodge that well. Although that would do it, wouldn't it? Your armor isn't that great, and you don't dodge that well. So it would make sense that... so I should definitely find something... Improved armored body glove. Actually, yeah, as well go for the extra dodge from the Sin Skin. You're not really using flamers. I'm not really worried about you taking damage, so having the extra crit chance so you'll be triggering all that stuff more will be pretty good. And then those guys that... I think that's it down there, so let's start heading up here. Some goods up here. Unyielding Vanguard boots. These boots double the resolve bonus that the allies gain from the wearer's unyielding beacon ability, whatever that means, and Servo Skull Sworn beyond logic. So it's further up.
I'll guide your vessel and lead you on your way.
Gunsmith's gun. Some more Enver stuff. Yep. And all the way at the back, we have Note from the Lantern Cache. You're on the right path, Seeker. Remember, small quay, large windows. Look for cache by the windows in Dock Alpha Road. The heart of Footfall is a colossal statue of the Emperor, carved from a single asteroid. Fancy. Well, I guess I'll go back there. Perhaps. I do need to talk to the folks. From the one place. Creature. I think that's. That is the. Endurance. Shadow Quarter. But yeah, that's the atrium. Go back to the Void Dock. I got some people to talk to. Hey.
Another step, another thread.
Yeah, by the windows, huh? Assuming I could find a way down. That's assuming I need to find a way down. Ah, and there's the last thing. Note from the cache by the dock windows. The answer is close, Seeker. Remember the word realizing. Remember the place. A tunnel in the shadow of a bridge in the shadow of the great statue. Old tunnel in the shadow court. This part of the Shadow Quarters is currently under quarantine due to the possible outbreak of disease.
No sleep, no rest. Only duty, only death.
The refugees from Kiyavagama are looking at you, some with apprehensive frowns, some with unconcealed gratitude, and I need a bathroom, or more accurately, get water. This may be wrong.
I'm back. I need information. What happened on Kiavagama and how did you get here? Told you everything back at the square. Things are rough on Kiavagama. Maybe there isn't even a Kiavagama anymore. The planet was attacked by a horde of heretics. They shouted unholy prayers and cut down people left and right. I heard everything from orbit. Listening to one Voxcast after another, we realized that there wasn't enough left, or anyone left to save, so we thought we'd run. But then it was like our crew went mad somehow. Captain smashed his own head against a cogitator, and so did half the officers. Everyone who survived did their best to steer the ship into the warp, and here we are. Only 3 ships made it out alive, ours being one of them. We don't know what happened to the other 2. They never made it to Footfall. Maybe they disappeared in the warp. Maybe something else happened to them. What became of the ship that you used to get here? It's the property of the Von Valancius dynasty. Apologies, couldn't save it. The ship was damaged during the escape. We're lucky it got us all the way to Footfall. It's at the far docks, but there isn't much use for it anymore. It doesn't look like it's going to fly anywhere, and the local recolligers have already removed some of the valuable parts. You can send your people to take it apart. Whatever's left, scavenge some components. Getting us some Mechanicus components. The map of the Expanse was revealed to me before the Sea of Souls, royal entangled paths. How did you, desperate ones, reach Footfall all the way from the Krennic system without a navigator? Frightened by Cassia's appearance, the refugee covers his face with his hands and trembles violently. Please forgive my worthless words. We were feeling our way in the dark, and you could say all we had was some old maps. We prayed to the God Emperor day and night while our helmsmen plotted the course. A miracle it must have been, your lordship. For insulting the rulers whose reign has been blessed by the Golden Throne, I sentence you to death.
I see your darkened colors.
You will fall!
Under surveillance. Ooh. Taking it up there. They're all melee, so I guess cover doesn't really matter. But... Cassia, if you would.
If I may, die with grace, at least.
Let's go ahead and give Argenta a chance to act.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
I'll do it. Strike is a prayer.
Executing myself. All they had on them was some knives.
So, let's see this point. Mysterious Cache, Shadow Quarter. But I will need to deal with things. Location near Adeptus Amosecus. Turn off visible from the bar's entrance. How is my dogmatic doing? 74 of 200. Already have Purging by Fire. First round of combat, all critical hits. Inflicted by the Road Trader's party, inflict 10 burning. In addition, all fire damage suffered by enemies is increased by +1 for each rank of conviction. Dogmatic. The Shadow Quarter, then. A lot of stuff pointing in that direction. Gentle gestures for your attention, Rogue Trader. I'd like to remind you about Reverend Hieronymus' request. He asked us to search for a potential cultist den in Footfall's Shadow Quarters. You know Footfall better than me. Do you think the rumors of heretics are true? There was a time when I'd have said it was likely a fabrication. One could say many things about the Kazbala Commission and the other shady operators on Footfall, but even those thugs are loyal to the Emperor, and so they mercilessly exterminate outright heretics in their territory. But now, heretics have launched an open attack on a Rogue Trader's ship. A member of your dynasty, Kunrad Votvir, has turned out to be one of them. Footfall itself is sinking deeper and deeper into madness. In these times of strife, I'm willing to believe in heretics who openly perform their dark rituals and brazenly mark their dens with sacrilegious symbols. Remind me, what was it he wanted from us? He wanted us to look for sun symbols inscribed with blue and gold. Hieronymus' congregation suspects certain suspicious individuals of heresy, and rumor has it that this is how they mark their hideout. Seem to be weighed down by something. What? No! Argenta shakes her head and rubs her temples tiredly. Apologies, Rogue Trader. Being here on Footfall is difficult for me. It's a minor personal weakness, but I'm as ready to fight as ever. It will have no effect on my combat skills. Something is troubling you. Tell me. Perhaps I can help. Argenta shoots you a wary look. I suppose I could share it with you. The tale will be long, and it will have to start from the beginning. I was born in the Expanse. I was sent here to be a guardian of a reliquary on Footfall, but my ship became caught in a warp anomaly, and although it lasted only days for those on board, decades had flown by in real space. When I at last arrived on Footfall, I felt like I had been erased from time. No one was waiting for me on this side of the Maw. The people who were supposed to greet me, who knew about my imminent arrival, had died. The reliquary that should have been mine to safeguard had instead been taken under the protection of Reverend Hieronymus and his brethren. They were more than up to the task, and they had no need of my help. Footfall became my cage. I didn't know who I was or what purpose I had here. The way back to Calixus seemed like another trap. Even if I were to finally find a ship headed there, my sector, my order, they too would have lived decades without me by that point. Whenever I'm reminded of those months spent on Footfall, it feels like I'm falling into a pit. I hope the rumors of cultists are true. I can't wait to prove with my bolter that the world and the Imperium needs me. How and why did your stay on Footfall come to an end? Something must have changed. Yes, a sign, almost a portent, showed me the right path. But it's not something I can speak of like this on the street in this den of malice. Let us be on our way. All I'll say is that on Footfall I met Lady Theodora and joined her, and that was the end of my languishing in this place. I must keep going.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
A rising sun symbol. It seems oddly repulsive, even sinister.
My visions showed this path, and many others.
I
This
didn't.
neck door is connected to a mine trigger.
It is my destiny to traverse the unknown.
This is where we fought the Anvers. No. It's there.
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. 1,000 heretics were burning alive, begging and sobbing and howling.
My house would be proud of me.
Marching on. We should deal with this.
Death walks with me. Fortune smiles on us, an ill omen.
Can't quite see where it's pointing, but I think it's in this direction.
Calculating optimal route.
Pay attention.
Watch out.
Watching the lazy handle sacred technology breaks my heart. Figuratively speaking, my cardiovascular augmentation can withstand much more than high blood pressure. Litany of reconnaissance recited.
Cast your eye there.
Grant me the wisdom to perceive.
Okay.
I see what others do not.
Definitely pointing in this
Onward.
direction.
The shadows reveal their secrets.
I found the cultist lair. And some loot. Ceremonial torques, glow sticks.
Stop! There!
The Emperor sets my path. Nothing escapes my sight. Never doubt me.
Land's mine.
I better myself through my service.
Do you require an audience?
Open the door for us, get away, twist our way. The edge of daybreak, the edge of daybreak.
They will bow before me.
Cassia can do some serious damage here. A pink heart. Go ahead and do a little bit of that little stare.
Isn't this a job for the servants?
Twice, why not?
Witness the fury of House Orcelio.
Oh, you destroyed your own cover.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I am your doom.
It will be done.
Might as well see if we can stop that order. Go ahead and reckless strike.
I will do my duty.
And stay there. Argenta.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless. Eradicated. As the Emperor commands, each strike is a prayer.
I bring mercy in retribution.
Blood dance over there. Blade dance over there.
Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp.
It's gonna be really funny if I can.
There
There we are. Oh yeah, they turn into bloopers, don't they? Oh, two blue doors, okay.
This goes against the tenets. Caught by the web. Death is a blessing.
Alright. Hunt down your prey. Find that perfect spot. Analyze the enemy.
Binaric override. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
And as a tool. Can't use psionics for some reason. Psychosomatic trauma. Interesting path. I'm not sure what's causing that. Well.
That
See ya.
is foolishness. Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
High momentum.
Demons eliminated. Argento rushes the last living cultist and silently, furiously punches him in the face. Blaspheming heretic, who are you praying to? I know those words. And call to a lure. Argento doesn't get to finish. The cultist, having dropped to his knees, interrupts her with grating, rasping laughter. Of course you know them. I recognize you too, lackey to the corpse on the throne. Haven't you already experienced the power of the true God? Didn't you flee from us, shedding tears? Argento recoils as if from a blow, and then steps forward, grabbing the cultist by the scruff of the neck, making him look into your eyes, burning like embers. I am one of the Adeptus Sororitas, and I have never, not once in my life, fled from heretics and betrayers of mankind. End him, Argento. You can kill me, servants of the Corpse Emperor, but you can't stop the victory of the true God. The edge of daybreak is nigh, and the hour of his triumph approaches. Silence hangs for a minute, and then Argento turns to you and shrugs nonchalantly. That's it. We've fulfilled Reverend Hieronymus's request, which means I am now free. I can continue my travels with you, rogue trader. Before leaving this den, let us round up what remains of the blasphemers. I would like to cleanse this place with purifying flame, but perhaps we can find clues that might tell us where these heretics came from, or if they have any more associates. Argento lowers her head wearily. We need to talk. But it can wait. Let's meet on the ship when it's time to depart Footfall. Cultist, go boom. Cultist hood. Once per turn, when the wearer uses psychic power, will either restore 2 AP, or they either restore 2 AP or take 10 warp damage, with 50% chance of each of those effects. Oh, there's a plasma pistol in there. Damn, it's a good thing I had Cassie on hand. She cleaned up house before people could act. And then that asshole over there. A stub carbine. There's still some loot to be had. Haskell, pick that lock.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
A rise of pattern faux hammer. Oh, that would be fun on Abelard. But I also don't want him to be absolutely wrecking the party. Let's see, Sororitas boots. Let's see, the wearer raises momentum to 175 whenever they kill 5 enemies in a row in a single turn. You don't have boots? You can have these boots. Okay. It's over there. Step on. Back to the Footfall Shadow Quarters. Maybe I can clean up the Anvers while I'm down here. Profit factor isn't spent on buying items, but it is.
The web beckons.
Anyway, astray. Need to run on the ship. Compiler out of order. Classified information. I still need to do that, don't I? Tattered Spirit. Find out about the start game. Turn off is visible from the bar's entrance.
Full of colors I have never seen before.
Another step, another thread.
That's not it. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut things off here. Thank you for watching so far. Sorry for the short stream, but I have a lot of things to record tonight because I've been very lazy. I will see you guys later.